everyone, it's me, Stef the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Saturday edition. How y'all doing? I know a lot of you have just come from Paula M's fire stream. If you haven't watched the stream that just ended literally like a few moments ago, please get onto the replay crew and watch the shiz out of it. My goodness, there was me, there was Andy, there was Paula, there was P. Diner, there was Michelle, there was Samantha Markle, there was also Thomas Markle Jr., Armando made an appearance. Oh yeah, for those in the know with the whole Carl Larson situation, yes, Armando made an appearance, and that was an epic mic drop. I've just come from that stream. I'm gonna do a recap of it in tomorrow's Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. So make sure, if you are new to this channel, you subscribe right now. Help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there. I'll be honest, but definitely subscribe if you haven't done so, because tomorrow's Sunday edition of the Daily Nerd Live, woo, I got some thoughts from today's stream over on Paula's, so I'll be going through that with you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, we have got quite a few bits of support that's already come through. So if you just bear with me one moment. Oh my goodness, hang on a moment. Let me just put this out. There we go. First and foremost, I want to say a big major thank you to our Sergeant George Harrison for gifting 10 leaderships to some of you lucky alternates out there. So everyone say A up to our newest leaders, courtesy of our Sergeant George Harrison. Thank you so much for that. We've also got Joanne Hawley, my goodness, that has gifted 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lot out there. So again, everyone say A up to our newest leaders, courtesy of our Sergeant, and also the amazing Joanne Hawley. You know what that means, guys. Someone's responded to the first gifting. That means I do declare the gifting wars. Yes, the gifting wars have officially begun for today's stream. So who else is going to jump into today's gifting wars? We're already on an amazing 15 new leaders for today's stream. Can we get it to 20? We just need 5 more of you to either hit that join button or jump into today's gifting wars today. Who's going to take up that sword and shield? We may soon find out. We may soon find out. Also, as well, Joanne has been a leader for 13 months now. So thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, honey. Saying, so happy to be a part of this awesome community. Love you, Steph. Do you know what? I'm honoured that you're a part of it. I'm honoured that you all are a part of the Alter Nerd community. So thank you so much for that. Right, guys. Oh my goodness. Sergeant George Harrison be like, hang on, is that a new one? Is that an old one? I think that's old. Yeah. Did you just gift another 10? Oh my goodness, you did. Oh my goodness. Did you? Sergeant George Harrison, and for those that are watching on the replay, as always, fast forward. I'm just saying thanks to those that have already started to show support before we start the main topic off. But Sergeant George Harrison, have you just done it again and gifted another 10 leaders? Could you just let me know? Why was Lady C so angry today? Can you let me know why Lady C was so angry today? Can you let me know in the chat? And Sugar Skull, oh my goodness, in the meantime, no, Sergeant George Harrison says no. Okay, so that's just YouTube just catching up then. Okay, that's fine, not a problem, love. Sugar Skull, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting wars, gifting 5 leaderships to some of you lucky alternates out there. Oh my goodness, Sugar Skull coming in and being like, I can take the sword and the shield and get us to 20 new leaders for today's stream. So everyone say A up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Sugar Skull. Kareen, thank you so much for the $14.99 Sugar Bucks. Yes, we call them Sugar Bucks here in honor of the Sussex squad. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And it's Mr. Yellow Dude, and he's like with the heart. Oh, that's so cute. And Diane, My goodness. Diane be like, I could get in on this gifting war malarkey as well. Another 5 leaderships gifted to some of you lucky lot out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Sugar Skull and Diane Webster. That took us to 25 new leaders for today's stream already. Let me have a look. People have tried to call her out about being truthful about Meghan. What do you mean? Athena says that Lady C's getting annoying. Elaine said, because she said Megs wasn't a yacht girl and she got backlash. Elk says, because of the Thursday broadcast, because she got backlash for saying Megsy was not a yacht girl. Right. Okay. Athena says she's not tolerating different opinions. I mean, we can disagree, but like hating on Lady C or just hating on anyone when you disagree with them isn't really the best way to go, guys. Sergeant George Harrison, whoa! Whoa, do that! Oh my goodness! This is why she's the sergeant, guys! 50 leaderships just gifted to some of you lucky lot out there. Oh my goodness, that takes us... Wow, that takes us to 75 new leaders for today's stream before I even start the main topic of the stream. My goodness, everyone say hey up to our newest leaders courtesy of Sergeant George Harrison, and just hearts in the chat for our sergeant right now. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely insane. Sergeant, I've been meaning to ask, how's your guitar lessons getting on? What song can you play now? Like, what song can you play now? You gotta tell me. Can you play any of the Beatles songs on the guitar? I mean, you know, obvious kind of question to be asking there, seeing, you know, of your name, love. But yeah, let me know. Let me know. My goodness. But yeah, hearts in the chat right now for our sergeant. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's see. What else are you guys saying before we start today's main topic? Oh, Wendy says, I just got Zelda Skyward Sword. Oh, okay. Let me know what you think to it. Let me know what you think to it. Essex says, Lady C never likes it when people disagree with her. She's always right or thinks she is. If that's the case, fair enough, but let's not be fighting. Not be fighting, guys. Let's not fight amongst each other. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay, guys, we are going to jump into the main topic of the day, guys. I've just had an absolute mind blank. I don't know why. Usually I start much earlier, but as you guys know, I've just been on Paula's live stream. It was absolutely amazing. Very, very epic. A lot of mic drops happened on that stream. Like I said, stay tuned for tomorrow's live, the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition, because I'm going to give you my full-on reaction to everything that was dropped, all the mic drops, everything. Carl got eviscerated. Let's just put it that way, guys, all right? I do have one favour from me to you, a personal favour from me to you guys. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my second channel, my little side project, Upview AI. The link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I will be going live on this channel next week on the 2nd of September, giving you some tips and tricks when it comes to YouTube, because a lot of you have been asking, you know, how do you do it on YouTube? How do you become successful? How does it work? Well, I'm doing it all on Upview. So, Nerds assemble. If you haven't done so already, it's a personal favour, a personal request from me to you guys. Please subscribe to my second channel, Upview. And yeah, support me there in my little side project that I've got going on. Again, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. We started off at 799 subscribers. Where are we now? Woo! We're past 800 now. Yes, we are just less than 200 away now from 1,000 subscribers. I would love it if we can get there, guys. So yeah, do help out there. And oh my goodness, Angie Nielsen, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. That is my favorite. Angie found my favorite first. Yes, the ginger doggy farting hearts. I love it. 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 And thank you so much to Sergeant George Harrison for the $10 sugar bucks. Saying the guitar is going great. Good. No Beatles. Learning Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Why no Beatles? Is that too hard at the moment? Too difficult to learn a Beatles song? Why no Beatles? Let me know, let me know, let me know. Okay, guys. So, yeah, let's crack into this, shall we? She is such a delusional Duchess. But this is the thing as well. I think she's a Duchess of manipulation and that this is all a major con. And I'm going to be explaining to you why. So I'm going to set it up and I'm going to explain to you at the end why I think this is all a con. Why I think this is all proper manipulation. Now, I firmly believe that this is coming from Meghan's camp. First and foremost, again, this is all my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, okay? That Megxie thinks that an Oscar would be in her future as she plots huge Hollywood return, right? So, she thinks that an Oscar would be in her future, and she's currently in talks with big-name directors and producers as she plots a huge acting return, an insider has claimed. Now, Megxie and Hazza are thought to be on different career paths now. It's said that they are diverging. I believe that. I believe they're splitting off. So Hazza is focusing on his Heart of Invictus documentary, but what is Megxie doing? She's focusing on still trying to crack Hollywood and get in with all of that. Now, she's been tipped to make a return to acting after rising to stardom in the US with Suits, as that has got a bit of a resurgence on Netflix at the moment. Now, she's been told that there's demand for her now to make a return to acting and a return to Hollywood, according to, quote, one insider, which in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, this is Megxie's camp, all right? This is Megxie's camp. They told Life and Style magazine, quote, Suits is such a hit in reruns that Meghan's been told there's a demand from fans to see her act again. She's excited. What demand? I don't see any demand for her to return to acting. I really, really don't. And whilst the Hollywood strikes are on, even if there was a demand for her to return to acting, she couldn't do it anytime soon. She can't cross the picket lines. You know, there you go. Whatever, right? The source then says, while she'd love to land a new TV part, Meghan really wants to sink her teeth into a dramatic film role. She thinks an Oscar would be in her future. I totally believe she's that delusional and that up herself that she really thinks that if she returned to acting, she'd get an Oscar. But this is the thing. Can't buy your way into getting an Oscar. Just saying for the cheap seats in the back there. You know what I mean, right? And so this is the thing. A return to acting may have been seen by many as extremely unlikely, but speculation has been growing she could decide to make a return to the big screen. Now, this is all part of what I consider the con, all right? So bear with here. So keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, what I've just mentioned there from this article. The insider claimed after rejecting a number of acting offers since meeting her husband, she's now talking to some big-name directors and producers. Keep that in mind as well, why I think this is all a big con. And this is a master manipulation on Megxie's part, all right? The source told the outlet she'd got a bunch of offers over the last 5 years, but turned them down because she really was trying to embrace royal life and later forge a new path behind the scenes in Hollywood with Hazza. But now that's all changed with other opportunities drying up. She's actively looking for roles and talking to some big-name directors and producers. Keep that in mind, guys. Harry is 100% supportive of all of it. Acting is what Megxie knows and what she's always loved. Now, this is the thing, right? They're saying that she's in talks with big producers and big directors, right? Exhibit A of why I think this is all master manipulation on Megxie's PR side, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, and why I think this is all a con, all right? I don't think she is in any conversations with directors, big directors and producers. I think they're putting it out there to make her look like she is, to attract big producers and big directors to speak with her. Why? Exhibit A. So, exclusive, this was from the Daily Mail, and I reported on this back in April. Yes, this came out, guys, in April. Few months back now. This was before she announced that she signed with WME, right? So here, Meghan Markle plans to return to acting, but will only work with A-list directors like Ava DuVernay in a breakout role because current offers are too cheesy and beneath the former Suits actress. So it was reported at the time that, you know, she may return back to acting, but is only interested in working with A-list directors in the hope she'll secure a breakout role, so she'll be taken seriously as an actress. She has been quoted as telling her agents that she wants Ava DuVernay involved and that they need to find the right script. And that, you know, although Meghan has received a lot of offers, she thinks the majority of them are cheesy and beneath her. And that Meghan's desire to land her next acting job in Hollywood could be the push behind Megsy and Hazard relocating from Vancouver Island to LA, right? Now, this was back in April. You then had, at the end of April, the announcement that she signs with WME. Now, before we go any further, Marion Bard, thank you so much for the $4.99 Sugar Bucks. I appreciate it. And it's a little doggy writing number 1. Oh, it's so cute. Thank you. And Sergeant George Harrison, thank you so much for the $2 Sugar Bucks, saying teacher's choice. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can't you tell the teacher to give you a Beatles song? Just do that. Be pushy. Be direct. To be like, do you know what? I want to learn a Beatles song. Give me a Beatles song. Like, do it. Do it, lass. And Brigitte has just joined into the gifting wars for today's stream and has just gifted 5 leaderships to some of you lucky altar nerds out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Brigitte. Thank you so much, Brigitte, for coming into today's gifting war. Really, really appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Right, so let's get back to this. So, Exhibit B as to why I think this is a major con and a manipulation tactic on Megsy's part, on Megsy's team's part. So, at the end of April, so beginning of April, we get this article here. She wants to return to acting, but will only go to A-list directors like Ava DuVernay, this, that, and the other, right? Exhibit B. We've got all of a sudden the end of April announcing that she signs with WME, right? Here it says that film, television production, brand partnerships, and overall business building will be explored. Acting will not be an area of focus, right? Okay. So you've got acting will not be an area of focus. However, you know, before that, you know, April, earlier on this year, she was like, if I return to acting, it'll only be with A-list directors like Ava DuVernay and everything else is beneath me, this, that, and the other. End of April, it's announced she is signing with WME and acting is not an area of focus. But now all of a sudden it is. Because guess what? She thinks an Oscar's going to be in her future and she plans a Hollywood return to acting. Now, why would all this be happening, guys? Well, Suits has got a surprise resurgence. And it's getting more popular on Netflix. It's breaking records, viewing records, this, that, and the other. Thing is, though, poor stupid Bint, she thinks it's about her. She thinks that because Suits is getting popular, that she, therefore, is getting more popular in the acting world, and so should return to that. Why? Well, let's put it this way. Her popularity at the moment stinks. Look at this, right? 96% have heard of Megsy, right? This is a poll from YouGov, all right? Popularity, liked by 29%. Disliked by 50%. Neutral, 16%. So she's disliked by half of the people that have responded to the poll, guys. A neutral 16%. So you've got basically 2/3, 66%, that dislike or just don't like her, right? Neutral, you like or you don't like, right? It's neutral, right? 66%, guys. All of a sudden, she's seeing, oh, Suits has got a resurgence. I star in Suits. Let's capitalise on that and let's go back to acting. I put the feelers out at the beginning of April. I'll only work with A-list directors like Ava DuVernay. No one bit. She then, at the end of April, announces that she signs with WME with acting not an area of focus. All of a sudden, then, recently, Suits gets a surprise resurgence. Popularity, breaking records with people watching this thing, right? She thinks, you know what? I'm going to capitalise on this. I'm going to manipulate this situation. And you know what? I'm going to put the feelers back out again and I'm going to return back to acting. Do you know what? I think an Oscar is in my future and I will only work with A-list directors and producers. And where have we heard that before? Oh, beginning of April of this year, guys. Sergeant George Harrison, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks, saying stroking her ego like a cat. I would say so. But this is where the manipulation is, guys. Because beginning of April, she says that, I'll return to acting only if it's like with A-list directors. End of April, she signs with WME. Acting's not an area of focus. All of a sudden, Suits gets a surprise resurgence, and what happens again? Megsy's camp comes out with this, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Joanne Hawley, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, and it's my favourite, the ginger doggy farting hearts. Thank you so much. But yeah, all of a sudden now we're going back to she'll only work with the best A-list producers and directors. Oh, and here we go with the topper on this one. An Oscar's in her future. She's trying to ride the coattails of Suits' resurgence in popularity to try and make her more popular. Because at the moment, the polls on her stink to high heaven. So she's trying to use a show that she abandoned years ago, right? She's now trying to use that, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, to up her popularity and to get into Hollywood that way. You see? And an Oscar in her future? Well, let's look at her career, courtesy of The Express. So, 95, she worked at a frozen yogurt shop called Humphrey Yogurt. 95, she played a student sitting on stage in Married with Children. She starred as Nurse Jewel in 2 episodes of General Hospital in 2002. In the 2000s, she had a recurring role on 90210, plus one-time roles in The Legal Night Writer. She worked as a freelance calligrapher in 2005. Same year, she played a hot girl in A Lot Like Love. 2006, she plays Veronica Perez in CSI in New York. 2007, this is where she's on Deal or No Deal as the briefcase model. 2009, she appears in a Tacitus commercial. Same year, she plays a junior FBI agent, Amy Jessup, in Fringe. In 2010, she stars as a bartender in Remember Me. 2010, she's in CSI Miami as Officer Leah Montoya. She's then in Get Him to the Greek that year, playing Tatiana. 2011, that's when she starts the Suits role as Rachel Zane. That same year, she plays Dana in The Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down. She plays a serial killer, Charlotte Boyd, in Castle in 2012. 2 years later, she starts The Tig. That same year, she plays a journalist in When Sparks Fly. 2 years later, she's in Data's Handbook, a TV movie playing Cass. She appears as a guest judge on Food Network's Chopped Junior in 2016, and in 2017, she quit Suits, announcing her engagement to Prince Harry. Oh, yeah, definitely Oscar pedigree there, right? Oh, yeah, definitely an Oscar is in her future. Are you kidding me? This is her resume, guys. Yet she thinks that she can demand the likes of working with A-list directors like Ava DuVernay, when as far as I'm concerned, she hasn't proven herself. She hasn't proven herself whatsoever to be a top A-list actress that can work with A-list directors and producers. And for her team now, as far as I'm concerned, it's from her team, to now come out again and say, months later, oh, do you know what? She can work with the A-list directors and producers because she thinks an Oscar's going to be in her future. Hot off the heels of the news that Suits is getting a resurgence and is absolutely spinning up in the popularity polls. She's using this. She's jumping on this, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, to up her own issues with her popularity poll because it stinks to high hell, right? She's using Suits, who she abandoned years ago because she didn't need them anymore, guys. Right? She's never talked about Suits since, has she? Jumping on it to increase her popularity and to try and get an in Hollywood. With a cherry on top, I can work with the A-list producers and directors because I'm good enough for that. And guess what? I got an Oscar in my future as well. Oh, the manipulation. And if she's working with the A-list producers and the A-list directors, that then means that the elite has accepted her into Hollywood, which then gives the, how do you put it? The idea, the image that the public is now accepting her, right? And in turn, she then hopes that this popularity poll will go up in her favour then. Guys, she's delusional, but in my opinion, this is clear manipulation. This is a con. She ain't in talks with directors, A-list directors and A-list producers, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Her saying that, or her team saying that, in my opinion, I think this is from a team, is to try and encourage the A-list directors and A-list producers to talk to her. Because if they see that and they think, oh, A-list producers and directors are talking to her, I better talk to her too. You see? It's manipulation. It's a con, guys. And let's be very clear on this. Suits didn't live and die by the sword when it came to Megsy. Let's put it that way. Marty Brown, before we continue, thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar bucks with Mr. Ginger Blob. Mr. Ginger Blob, Mr. Green Blob, thank you so much. Nancy DVI, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. And it's the Ginger Doggy Farting Arts moment. Thank you so much. And my goodness, Sergeant George Harrison, again coming in with $5 sugar bucks. And again, the Ginger Doggy. And he's just smiling. The Ginger Doggy smiling. We like a Ginger Doggy smiling. Thank you so much. But yeah, keep the support coming. I will get to it as and when I can. But yeah, Suits did not live and die by the sword with Megsy, right? She was a side character. She was a secondary character. She wasn't part of the main cast. She wasn't part of the core. And if anything, from what I heard, they were actually writing her out. They were writing a character out of the show. But then she met Hazza, and then they did this PR spin, from what I've heard, that, oh, she's leaving Suits because she's marrying Hazza. Covering up the notion that actually she was being written out all along. And that she was only saying publicly, as the rumour goes, that she was quitting Suits because she was marrying Hazza to save face from the notion that she was actually just getting written out all along. You see? She's never talked about Suits since in any extensive kind of way. She dropped it like it was hot shiz. Now, all of a sudden, it's getting a resurgence, and we're getting these articles. Megsy's going to be returning to Hollywood. She's speaking to the top directors and producers, and she thinks an Oscar's in the midst in the future. A, I think this is coming from Megsy's team. B, I don't think she's talking to any A-list producers or directors, and that's in there just to encourage the A-list producers and directors to actually go speak to her. And C, an Oscar in a future. Oh my goodness, the delusion on this woman when you look at her portfolio. she is not Oscar worthy. She has not proven herself, A, to work with the A-list, and B, to be Oscar worthy in any way, shape, or form. Toggle the White, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bug, saying weekly reminder to get that boot. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Unbreaded indeed. You know that makes sense. Shaz, thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks. Keep the sugar bucks coming, guys. Saying the DM article about working with top directors was written in April 2020, not this year's Stef. April 2020? Have I just... Oh, yeah. April 2020. Apologies. Yeah. I reported it earlier this year. But yes, no, you are correct. April 2020. Apologies. But still, the manipulation is clear. You have this article here that was done before. Then you've got WME signing her 3 years later, end of April, where it's saying acting will not be an area of focus. All of a sudden, a few months later, Suits gets a resurgence in popularity. Everyone's watching it. And then we go back to, yeah, she's going back to acting. She's got a future winning an Oscar, and she's speaking to the top A-list directors and producers. BS. My explanation still stands. It's just the timeline. Apologies for that. Thank you so much for correcting me. Jean Rick, thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks. And again, it's my favourite, the ginger doggy farting hearts. Thank you so much. But guys, what do you think? Because I think this is clear manipulation on Meghan Markle's team part. I think this is all from Meg's team. Hot off the heels of Suits' resurgence in popularity. She's now trying to attach herself to that because her popularity freaking stinks, right? By saying an Oscar's in her future, and she's speaking to the top directors and producers because, you know, Suits resurgence, everyone wants to go back to acting. No one wants to go back to acting. What the frick? But apparently everyone wants to go back to acting. No. This is a con. This is a con to try and attract the producers and A-list directors to actually speak to her so she can get a foot in Hollywood that way. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Jean Rick, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting war. Gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lot out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of our Jean Rick. Really appreciate your face. Thank you so much. But yeah, just to recap here, you've got 3 years ago, beginning of April, Meghan Markle wants to return back to acting, will only work with A-list directors. 3 years later, signs with WME, says acting will not be an area of focus. Months later, Suits gets a resurgence in popularity. Oh my goodness, people are watching it in their droves. Fair enough. Then, shortly after that, this I think is from Meg's team. She thinks an Oscar would be in her future. She's planning a huge Hollywood return. She's speaking to A-list directors and producers because everyone wants her to go back to acting. A, not everyone wants to go back to acting. No one gives a shit about her. B, I don't think she's speaking to A-list directors and producers. I think that's, again, part of the manipulation to actually attract A-list producers and directors to speak to her by saying that others are speaking to her. If you're an A-list producer or director and you're reading, oh my goodness, A-list producers and directors are speaking to Meg. I'm an A-list producer and director. I want to speak to her too. You see where I'm coming from? It's like a bit of like reverse psychology, right? And all this is manipulation to manipulate and jump on the coattails of the Suits resurgence to try and use that to her advantage to up her popularity in the polls, to make her more likable. Does that all make sense? Do you agree with that? Let me know either in the live chat or the comments down below. If you're watching live on the replay and you haven't done so already, please make sure you do subscribe to join our alternate tribe. I'll be honest with you, like I say, help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. And if you are watching on the replay and you've got some very strong opinions about Megsy reportedly saying that she thinks an Oscar is in the future, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And let's say hi to the chat a little bit more. So,